So for those who don't know, I'm going to talk about my absence these last 2 years. I'll try to be brief, but basically, back when COVID started, well, a few months later, I started feeling kind of sick. I was like, oh man, my stomach, like I feel kind of like there's fluid moving around inside of me. Like it's really weird. I'm feeling kind of bloated. And I thought, okay, it's COVID. We're just at home. We're not going outside anymore. We're just like eating, I'm just eating terribly. Like it's just probably like bad food, you know? But anyway, I guess I was kind of like hoping that's all that was. And what then ended up happening was I just kept ballooning and ballooning. And I was like, there's just no way anyone just balloons up this fast. Like it was actually causing a lot of pressure and I was feeling like really out of it. I didn't want to move. I just didn't feel good. So I went to a doctor, and after a few weeks of them testing a number of different things, they ran an ultrasound on my liver and found that I had stage 4 liver disease. That's the final stage. And they said, your liver is shot. You have to have a transplant, and you're going to need one near future. It's hard for them to ever tell, how long you have to live when you're told that. They told me that, I might have weeks to live, or I might have, a couple years to live. It's really hard to know. Right. So that was pretty bad, right? That was bad times for me. And so just as I was kind of like maybe starting to get back in, I think I had made a few videos like earlier in the year. That kind of stopped. I was like, oh no, I don't feel good. I can't really function. I have a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to do to take care of myself. So anyway, and we didn't know the cause. So it was all kind of like this this crazy time. And basically, I was put on a list for a new liver, and I moved from California. My wife and I moved because when you're on the list for a liver in California, what we were told was you don't get one until you're much further along in the process, till your liver is like really shot. So my liver, there's a MELD score. MELD score ranges from like I think it's 6 to 40. And by the way, I'm not an expert on this stuff, right? I'm going off of memory now. Anyway, there's a MELD score 6 to 40, and if you're 6, that's kind of the lowest to register, and like 40 is the max. 40 is like you need a liver like today. Like, you're at your worst. Like you need it or it's trouble. And I was in the teens when they found it out that I had this. I think I was like, my MELD score was say 13 or something. Over the course of the next year, it progressed to 21. By the time I actually got my surgery, which was a little over 4 months ago, it was the end of December 20th, I had my surgery. I had a liver transplant. The cause ended up being a genetic deficiency, not alcohol or anything. I have a deficiency called AAT. And I forgot exactly how that works, but it's something to do with like how your liver processes or maybe doesn't process protein correctly. And that typically, if you have AAT, it kind of affects you anywhere from like birth. Some babies have to have liver transplants, or it can hit you like around my age. I'm 46 now, and I was 44 at the time. So anyway, yeah, mine hit kind of late. And when that happens with the AAT, apparently in a lot of cases, you have no symptoms until it's the last stage. So I had no symptoms until it was too late. So, yeah, like it was an emergency. Yeah, right legs. The doctor told me my liver was shot, but not shot enough to get one immediately. Right. So that's kind of how that plays out. They look at how bad it is. I had one doctor tell me you can think of stage 4 as having its own stages, like A to Z. The final stage has various stages to it, and people can be at various points on that and kind of move around on that scale a little bit. You'll always be stage 4. You never go backwards. The liver doesn't heal enough to go like backwards a stage. So anyway, yeah, we got a call. It was December. I think it was the day before surgery or that night. And I still have that voicemail on my phone because they actually missed us in the first call. And then we actually recorded the call itself where they were like, hey, we have a liver. We need you to get up to the hospital, which was a 5-hour drive to Seattle. So we had to rush up to Seattle and pretty much right away. It got there, sat in bed. They do all these kind of checks and everything. And they were taking the liver from someone else who had deceased. and they do this visual inspection. Basically, the surgeon takes the liver out, looks at it, the last inspection, right? They know by numbers and everything it's pretty good, but once they get the visual, she looked at it basically, and then came to my room and said, "Hey, it's good. It's yours. Are you ready?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it." And I woke up sometime later after surgery. And everything went well. My recovery has been really good. My surgeon said I'm at the top of the list as far as recoveries go. Typically, you're in the hospital for 12 days. They discharged me after 4. Typically, then you have to stay within a 20-minute drive of the hospital for 3 months. So on top of having our amazing house here, we had to additionally get an apartment in Seattle. So we had an apartment there, but fortunately, you normally have to stick around for 3 months, but I fortunately, after about a month and a half, they said, you can go home if you want, but you'll need to kind of come back up here for some things. And then after I think about 2 months, they said, you can just go home now. You're good as far as we're concerned. The recovery's been so great that we're not that worried at this point if you want to go home. So of course we packed up all our stuff. We got kind of moved out of the apartment and came back home. So anyway, and that's where we've been now. That surgery was December. I started streaming. It's been maybe a month, 3 weeks or 4 weeks now, because I've only done a few once a week. And that was, I'm still recovering. I have a lot of scar. I measure it was about 22 inches of scar on my chest. It comes from your sternum down. I know you guys can't really see this, but from your sternum down, and then it splits left and right. And one wraps around all the way to my side, right on the liver side. The other one goes over to this side of my body, like 5 inches or so. So anyway, yeah, it's a big thing. And there's recovery and there's pain and, all these medications that you're on, but that's been filtering down for me. And I'm down to my last couple medications. And then I will move to one medication that I will be on the rest of my life, immunosuppressant, so that my immune system doesn't destroy the liver. Right. So anyway, we're at a good stage. That's why I decided to kind of pick up the channel again and was like, okay, I'm not sick anymore. My surgery is done. My recovery is pretty good. I still have pain every once in a while here and there. I'll get these sharp pains or kind of a soreness and stuff, but for the most part, really good. So we're past a couple of the milestones. My next milestone is the 6-month mark, which is going to be in June, and I will go see them again for checkups. And then after that, I will see them once a year for the rest of my life. Go up to Seattle once a year, which is not a big deal, especially to be able to live. So anyway, that's kind of the basics of the liver story. Happy to answer questions. If you guys have them, you can, leave them here. We're streaming right now. Or obviously, if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, you can drop them down in there. Additionally, hey, while I'm on the subject, I will drop this in here again. I do have a new Discord for the channel, so that's a good place to catch me. I always have Discord on. It's always on my phone, or, I'm at my computer where it's on. It follows me everywhere, so. Anyway, yes, that's the story of my liver. And thank you guys for the words. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm very happy to still be here for sure. And I've been happy to be back to the channel again. It just feels like home again. Even though I'm streaming and I wasn't streaming a lot before, I've actually made a couple videos on this game. I made 2 videos as well. So anyway, there's probably actually going to be some more videos from me in the future. I thought I might only live stream, but I think we'll make some videos. But anyway, that's the liver story.